gentlemen, have I got some exciting news for you? Okay, it's mostly just for me, but I gotta share it, all right? You remember months back, when I talked about finding my first gray hairs and I was freaking out and scared and just really sad, just screamed at the skies, God, why me? I was doing my hair before we started the show and I saw the gray hairs and they had become gray and I traced it back down to the root and guess what? Gray be gone. The color is being restored. What does that mean? It means I have reversed the process of aging. With my health being so dialed in. Healthy boy, right? I'm taking all the vitamins, I'm eating all the good things and fruits and vegetables and water that I have fixed myself. I am reversing time, okay? That is exciting news for me, man. Because, like, let's say hypothetically, when I last talked about it and I said, I have made peace with it and I know that's just how life goes. Hypothetically, I was lying, okay? And I didn't make my peace with it and I still felt pretty upset. And if that was the case, I'm feeling pretty good now, you know what I'm saying? So it was a bit of a, not a half or a quarter. I'd say a 10th life crisis. That's right. You crank the math out on that one. I'm going to live to be 240 years old because with my health, dude, science, what are you even going to do, right? How are they even going to track it? I'm going to be outliving these doctors and people by decades, forever, man. It's going to be great. Yeah, I'm like Babe Ruth, dude. I'll call it out right now. Babe Ruth calling a shot. This is me pointing at the Grim Reaper. Yeah, all the way out there, okay? In heaven, they were like, is this guy late? I mean, didn't we? What the? Paul, you said like 92 for this guy, right? What's going on? Yeah, sorry, dude. I'm going to be a bit late on that one. I'm feeling healthy. I'm feeling good, dude. Man, I'll get up there and I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? Sorry it took me so long. I just, a lot of yoga, stretching. You know what the deal is. See Jesus, and he only lived to be 33. And he's like, gosh, dang, man. Can't believe you pulled that off. Like, hey, maybe if you didn't turn all that water into wine, just sip the H2O, you could have made it a little bit longer. Yes, sir. Rough. What? We're clean, we're cut, we're organized, are we not? Hey, wristbands rolled, watch, set. Hey guys, welcome back to Full Circus. My name is Tristan Sartoris, and I am so happy to be here with you guys today. Even though Halloween is officially over, okay? You see this set. I'm not in costume. It's officially passed. And that's sad, right? I know we all want to weep, don't we? But let's not cry because it's over. Let's smile because it happened. We made the most of it, all right? Be content, okay? Relish with the fact, okay? Relish in the... Can I get some relish with this fact, please? Okay? Put lots of relish on the fact that we were so in the moment and embraced it every step of the way through September and October. And, we told stories. We got hype. We got dressed up. We did all the things you were supposed to do to be in the zone. We stayed in the zone. And you can be happy about that. Unless, of course, you weren't like that. Then, sorry. Okay? But better luck next year. Because here's the good news, man. If you just got into Halloween right at the end, like it was a TV show, and you're like, this isn't good, this isn't good. Oh, these last few episodes are pretty great. And credits roll. You're like, gosh, freaking dang it. You type in, is there going to be a season 2? Yeah, there is. Every freaking year, it's going to come right back around and make the most of it on the next time, guys. But yeah, for us who had so much relish with this season, we can be happy about it. It was a great season, dude. And here's the problem with Halloween and Christmas, really. It's like everyone thinks it's about the costumes and the candy. It's not. Okay, big part, and it's very thematic with it. But look, we can have a Snickers bar and go to Comic-Con any day of the week. But what makes these big holidays is the media, dude. It's the TV shows, the movies, and the music that you can listen to them at other points of the year, sure, right? But it's when you're listening in the pocket, in the zone, they're that much more intense. It's like listening to beach music and living in the suburbs. You're like, if everybody had an ocean, and you're just vacuuming the carpet. It doesn't hit the same as being on the sand. It's the same as these tremendous and beautifully written pieces of work are. They're not as good as they are in this zone, dude. Speaking of beautifully crafted pieces of work, look at that segue. Respectoplasm, the audio drama, is out, okay? And, I just kind of shot myself in the face by saying that you shouldn't be, taking part in the media when it's outside of the pocket. But it is up, okay? And I didn't get it done when I wanted it to get done. I thought I was going to upload this thing like October 13th, okay? I was like, man, maybe 10, 20 hours left on this thing, which is a lot. But it was not nearly true. It was like another 100. And I got it done on the morning of Halloween. And it was supposed to be like a 5-10 minute play. Okay, I started this thing last September. I procrastinated and I got back to it. I thought I can do it, I can finish it, and I just got so into it. So it was supposed to be a small little project, and I would write a little bit more. Like, oh, that's pretty good. Let's write a little bit more. Oh man, we could do that. We could upgrade. There's like a clear linear path if you listen to it. It starts out like this kind of basic thing, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And by the end of it, you're like, is this Emmy nominated? It was a beautiful project, and it was just a crazy workload to do by myself because, like, I don't have the talent or the bandwidth to take on a project like that. But I started it. And I was like, well, guys, it's coming out. We're going to do it. So I had to get it done, man. And I was not sleeping a wink, okay? I mean, I was, but really just a wink. I would take breaks from that thing to both work out, and then do the podcast. Otherwise, I was back here. I was so desperate to get it done. And I wouldn't even go up to my bed, dude. I would sleep right here for like 2 hours a night. And it was tough. But what's crazy is that you can look back on something that just happened that was so excruciatingly painful and exhausting. And I already looked back. I was like, man, that was the time, dude. Isn't it crazy? Look back, man. I was just doing the thing. Hey, it sucked. I remember sitting there thinking, oh, I wish if I had a time travel, I'd go back and I'd shake myself out of making this so extravagant. Wake up, Tristan! Like I wouldn't choke him out, but, I'd scare him a little bit. Like, hey, dial it back. That's what I'd do if I had a time machine. Everyone's like, hey, I'd go kill baby Hitler, or I would stop Adam and Eve from eating the apple. Nope, I would save myself some time. All right, like, you're somebody. So that's what I do. Selfish, sure, but you know what? So convenient for me. I think, unfortunately, saving Adam and Eve from the apple, like that would save a lot. But this is more practical. Like this is more one-to-one direct results. If I stopped Adam and Eve from eating the apple and sure there was no sin, I would there was no sinning with this project, okay? This was just only, pain. It was just only super time consuming. So that doesn't help anybody. I mean, it helps some people out, but it doesn't help me out. And I'm going to be, gosh dang it, dude, if I had a time machine, you better believe I'm going to be selfish with it. So anyways, yeah, Halloween was great. I did return all the decorations and the costumes, and it was not nearly as difficult or as scary as I thought it was going to be with the Amazon drop-off. You go to Kohl's, and it took me a while to find the line, but then I saw 85 people because they all had the same idea. And I meant to go do it in October, right after I did the podcast. I'm like, I'm going to go return these things. But I was so busy with this thing that I didn't wait. And I got to November 1st. And I was like, well, this is going to look super suspicious. So I hopped in this freaking line. There was just so many people. And it was so long that I got to the middle of it, and it had been like 45 minutes. I had to pee so bad, but I couldn't leave because now there were so many people behind me. I was like, God forbid I hop out and I get back in. And I'm going to wait till November 2nd, and then I'm going to look super dumb. So, yeah, I just sat there listening to everybody who had this same idea. They go, yeah, it was too small. It was too small. It was too small. It was too small. I got up to the front of the line. I was like, hey, it was too big. I like to separate myself from the pack. You want to seem a little bit different. Someone told me to have a good day today, which is just perfunctory. Hey, thank you. Have your groceries. Hey, have a good day. I'm like, hey, you have an awesome day. I got to one-up people. That's just who I am, man. Here's you, me, and that's a problem. That's something I got to work on. But yeah, we got done with it and we had a beautiful time, and I was just thrilled to just not have it over. I was more thrilled to just have this thing done. I wish I could have gotten done early, but that's the way that it is, man. What was even worse is I had myself like a little bag of cookies that I wouldn't touch. I set them here. Like, these are my little reward. I packed myself a lunch, okay? These are my little cookie. Like, I finished a baseball game. Hey, take a Rice Krispie treat, Tristan. I had packed these things and I kept them right here. Like, this is my little cookie reward pack. And it was so hard that every time I got further and further and I just couldn't get it done, I was like, well, I'm salivating over here. And I shouldn't have done that. I should have just finished it and got up and went and got a cookie. But instead, I thought if I dangled a little treat, it's like, would you do it for a cookie? And I'm like, oh boy. And it worked with like work ethic. Like I was working constantly, but I didn't get the cookies any sooner, I don't think. So yeah, that was tough. But I did eat the cookies. And let me tell you, they were probably the best cookies I've ever had. Okay. It might have been 25 cents, but they tasted like 50. So yeah, man. It's officially Christmas time. Well, I mean, it's November, but it's Christmas, all right. Okay, so like Mariah Carey, Michael Bublé, they are thawing out.
Looks like Mariah Carey's thawing out.
Literally, on the night of Halloween, it just starts snowing. So you might not be a Christmas in November kind of person, but when it starts snowing, jingle bells start ringing. That's just the rule. 1-to-1 ratio, okay? Like if there's snow, you go, okay, fine, Santa Claus. That's just, you can't let that not happen. So I went out immediately and bought my mom some Christmas gifts. I got her some decorative pillows and a blanket and some decorative towels. Lots of decorations, man. But I'm just a gift giver, okay? I've learned that about myself later in these just recent years, is that I like being able to buy something that I know is going to make someone happy. Mom's like, oh, is this for my birthday or for Christmas? And I say yeah, but I just keep getting her more stuff when that day actually comes. I just like getting people things. That's fun for me. Everyone talks about when they grow up and like Christmas isn't the same anymore, because if you make it all about receiving gifts and then maybe you're not excited about receiving gifts all the same, dude. I guess we always got each other gifts anyways, so it's just part of it. But I've really flipped the script. It's not even about receiving as much as it is like giving. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be so cool to give him this and get him that. So I like it, and it's also just cool to have a nice decorated home, dude. That's the best, man. We love a decorated home. I won't even lie about it. Okay, I won't be one of those guys like, oh yeah, freaking. They're decorating. I wish I could just have my man cave with my neon Bud Light sign and my recliner. Yippee-ki-yay, man. Nah, dude. All right. I love a home feel. That's just who I am. I need to marry somebody who is good at decorating. That's what I need more than anything. I needed a good home feel, right? I can't have someone that's like as chill as me who's like, yeah, we're just going to live in the flow. No, I need someone who can decorate the crap out for holidays, because I think I'm good at it, right? I claim and I say that all the time. Look at the podcast. We got all these things for Halloween. Dude, I just buy hundreds of dollars worth of things and shove them in a 3-foot area and go, hey, it's good, right? And like, yeah, sure. The best I could give you is abstract. You basically just got all the Play-Doh flavors and smushed them together. It's not real decorating skill. I don't know what I'm doing. I think girls are just better at decorating for some reason. Is that sexist to say? I don't know. I don't think, dude. No, I know it can be. I think it's weird, though, that you can be sexist or demeaning to say that someone or a group of people is good at something. Like, there was a guy in my theater school who was so talented, okay? And he was black, and he was talking about the horrible stereotype that everyone says that black people have amazing voices. And he was upset with this. And I was confused because he had an incredible voice. And I was like, wait, what are you complaining about? Like, I thought maybe, the pressure because maybe he couldn't sing well. And everyone's like, hey, black people can sing great. What's your deal? But he could sing so well. He's probably the best person in that whole school. And I never got the stereotype against someone. Like, you could argue for the pressure, but every time I hear somebody like argue with it, they usually are like a good stereotype. Again, only good ones. They usually are the good stereotype, right? Like, I know Asians, they get that one a lot. Oh man, everyone says we're so talented and smart and good at everything we do. And I had an Asian friend who was saying that same thing. And I was like, well, aren't you? He's like, yeah, I mean, I'm in the orchestra and I got straight A's, I'm talented beyond measure. I got a good job and I'm so smart. Like, well, what do you, I'm sure it was a lot of pressure, but like, sample size 1-to-1, you're hitting on every category, dude. That's like me going, oh, dude, I just hate the fact that everybody's like, every person named Tristan Sartoris is so devilishly handsome, it bothers me. And they're like, well, aren't you handsome? Like, yeah, but everyone else named Tristan Sartoris, those poor suckers are going to have to try and live up to that standard. Oh, I feel horrible for them, man. But I'm so good at, being my own great stereotype, I guess. But anyways, yeah, I wish I was good at decorating. And I love a good home feel. But it's the holiday season where we try to avoid getting fat, but dude, November especially, I know Thanksgiving's only for one day, but part of me thinks, let's make Thanksgiving the whole month as well. Like I'll be putting up a Christmas tree, like, well, we might as well eat a Christmas tree themed snack, shouldn't we? So that is always difficult, but yeah, November, it's nice. November's a good month. It really is. And, it's November 2nd when I'm recording this, which means I'm almost 48 hours away from a shave. So I'm going to pretend that I'm going to do no shave November, but the next time you see me, I will be clean shaven. Why? Because I love my face, right? There's a stereotype going around that every guy named Tristan Sartoris has a beautiful face, especially when shaven. It's that much more adorable. And I hate this stereotype, but it's so true, isn't it? So, anyways, what else is happening, dude? I've been thinking, I meant to bring this up in the last episode because it happened right before. I can't get the freaking mic right. It happened before I recorded the last one. I meant to talk about it, but I was wearing this hat right here. I was wearing this hat out and about, and someone said to me, like, nice hat. Okay. They said, hey, nice hat. But they didn't go, nice hat, right? They said, nice hat. And I turned around and I said, hey, thank you. And he was being sincere and he's being serious. But I can't stop thinking, was he? So now when I wear my hat, it's like, did I turn that into a compliment? Did he mean it? Because it was just enough in between, like his face read sincere, but the tone, okay, now I'm a voice actor. I pick up on the tone of things. I was like, was this just in between sarcasm and genuine that I can't stop thinking about whether or not someone called me a loser to my face or if it's actually a nice hat. Should I stop wearing it or should I wear it more? I don't know. So that's just a tricky thing, and I don't have a conclusion to that. So I guess tell me if it's a nice hat or not. I think it's cool. But yeah, I think you got to say a little bit more. Like nice hat, it's such a basic, sarcastic statement to use. Like, hey, dude, nice, whatever. You're like, hey, not got him. I said nice and I didn't mean it. But it's so plain that it's always taken away. But his face read it. Now I'm not I do voices. I don't read faces as well as I'd hope. So I think he was sincere. But he was just in between, and I don't know, man. I don't know, but I've been thinking about that literally every single day. I get up in the morning and go, all right, time for a fresh. Is this maybe okay? Not today. Maybe, but he said, but we. So I've been thinking about that, and then, dude, to top it off today, because it had just started snowing a ton, I went out and got boots. Right, got some nice, big, thick, heavy work boots, and I was wearing them, and I was out and about again, walking with my boots, and I hear behind me, hey, nice boots. And I'm like, all right, that one for sure was sarcastic. So I spin around, ready to light this guy up. I'm quick on my feet. I'm about to grab any element of his personality that I can obliterate. That's just how it's going to go down. Like I don't ever want to belittle anyone who's overweight or has bad eyesight, has glasses. Like no matter what it is, I don't think anything lesser of these things. But now I do, and I'm about to take him and make fun of him because he insulted my boots. But again, this guy's face, even as sarcastic as this tone was, read sincerity. So I turn around with like fire in me, ready to go. And I'm looking at this guy and he's like being real. I'm like, what the frick? Like why? I think everybody just has a little bit of tone, and I just get, maybe it goes to speak how quick things are misunderstood and miscommunications. Oh, it's philosophical somehow. But yeah, dude, I turned around and this guy, he was being super sincere. Like, oh, those are really nice boots. I'm like, what the frick? And maybe I am a bad voice actor. Maybe I don't pick up on tone. That might be the actual problem here. But yeah, he also had a man bun, and part of me was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be wearing these boots because I don't want to be in the man bun crowd. But yeah, he was like, dude, those are really nice boots. Where did I get it? Son of a gun. I don't know. Maybe I'm just always looking for a fight. Maybe I'm insecure about my articles of clothing. I have no idea. Which is why I went and just got this plain brown shirt. And I have another story about this as well. So after I returned that thing to Kohl's, Walmart, right? I was like, well, I got some money. I just returned friggin' $100 in decorations. Might as well go and see if there's anything on the rack for me. And I see they have these just nice, simple, long sleeve shirts. And I got these. But right next to it were these thermals. And I've been meaning to try and I've been looking for a gray waffle thermal. Okay, if anyone wants to get me a Christmas gift out there, I'm looking for a waffle pattern, just gray thermal, right? Long sleeve, just nice and cozy, because my brother shrunk it and I miss it. I wore it on the podcast. You can look back, try and find the shirt. It's beautiful. It's glorious. But anyways, I'm holding one up that I'm thinking maybe looks like it, and it begins to slip out of my hands, right? So it's not falling to the ground. And of course, you boys got good reflexes. I go, watch out, and I snatch it back up. Now, does it sound like I'm bragging? Probably, because I am. But I snatch it, and as I do, there's this lady who's riding back on a scooter, okay? And she's coming right by me, and she goes, okay, way to go. Just drop it on the ground then. I'm like, what the frick? And I just try and just laugh it off, because I've had the whole hat and the boot situation. It's like, maybe I'm misreading what she's saying here. So I go, I didn't even touch the ground. I'm quick, right? And I start folding the thing up. I look back up. She's now driving right in front of me. She rolls her eyes at me. Okay, lady. Now I know for sure I'm not misreading the facial cues on this one. She was straight up disrespecting me and didn't even dodge. I dropped and swooped it like the athlete that I am. And I couldn't believe it, dude. I watched her just drive away, and I wanted to make fun of her, but she was, in a scooter. She was handicapped, and she was overweight. And, again, I don't want to belittle these things. I have nothing against them. For the next 3 seconds, I would have, but I didn't, okay? I withheld. Instead, I slashed her tires and gladiator kicked her off her scooter. But no, I thought that was just rude, and it was disrespectful. I can't go out in the world anymore without people. Well, no, it was really just her. The other people, they might have been. If I find out that those other 2 people were insulting me, and then the icing on that cake was this I get made fun of by a lady in passing on a scooter. It's so hard to get made fun of somebody and they drive away slowly. What's up, loser? And you just have to wait for this moment to end. So I'm just like baking in this uncomfortable, awkward situation. Oh, so painful. I bought this shirt to make myself feel better. And no one can disrespect this, all right? It's chocolate. I'm tall, dark, and Italian now. What are you going to do about it, lady? I'm glad that I had the resistance. I didn't make fun of anybody. And I'm proud of myself for that, okay? Wanted to, but didn't. And you know what? We should have appreciation and respect for discipline. Discipline's hard to come by, all right? And you got to get that discipline. Okay? Take some cold showers, some cold plunges. You will learn to master the art of your mind. I don't do that anymore, though. All right? I heard that it wasn't great for muscle growth because it heals your muscles so quick that you're not actually growing as much freaking beef as you would like, which is kind of sucky. You're like, dude, I worked out and I suffered, and now I'm going to do another good thing for my health and suffer some more, and somehow these things negate. What the frick? So I stopped doing that to help myself get more yoked. But I tell you what I have been, all right, is since it's been colder and snowing, that every morning around like 5 a.m. when I wake up, or just 1 a.m. Like I'm waking up early. I'm just not sleeping, but I go outside, shorts, no shirt, no shoes, and I just stand in the snow for like 5 minutes and I listen to Rocky music and go dun 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 dun, and I just really just suffer, okay? But I think that discipline's great, because I think if I didn't do that, if I haven't been doing that, I would have lit these people up, man. But you shouldn't make fun of people. I think that's a wrong thing to do, man. I don't want to bring anyone down if they're not trying to bring me down, you know? I like to make people laugh, uplift the spirits, you know? One that I feel like I'm always just treading on ice is that I have this thing where I wouldn't call it a tick, okay? But I just have this thing where I hear an interesting voice and I don't have to replicate it, but I really want to, and I don't think about how insensitive that might be, okay? So it could be a black gentleman, and it's not really great to be, replicating a voice where it can come off racist, or, an Indian, or you could have Caucasian people like the French, and I'm trying to do that, but even then, it's still, like, disrespectful to do, and I'm like, gosh, I'm sorry, it was interesting, it was cool, and I wanted to try and make that sound as well. Anyways, guys, I think that's all I really have. I didn't go out as much, and when I did, I almost, made fun of some people. But I really spent most of my time just working on that thing. So we'll have some more notes for next week. But I do appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. And let's enjoy the new upcoming season. Okay, let's not be too sad about the new one because we embraced it. We loved it and we had so much relish on it. And now we're going to have a whole new season of condiments and change and fun and excitement. So guys, thank you for tuning in. I love you from the bottom and the top of my heart. Why not make it a sandwich of admiration? And I will see you guys next week. So...